cool. I think we're good. Oh, gotta change the title of the thing. Hey everybody, sorry I'm late. I have been sleeping a lot of the day. Happy Wednesday. Well, first of all, happy Wednesday. Today was restful and productive. I know I said hi to Cosmo already, but hi Cosmo. Hi Stubby. I slept a lot of the day, and then had to go out to go get like just stuff to drink in the apartment. So that kind of ADHD is impacted severely by having to do things last minute. So it kind of cut into what I had planned. Yeah, it probably is because fucking iTunes doesn't save my fucking volume settings, so it does that all the time. It keeps resetting and I keep forgetting that. Sorry. Should be fine now. I also forgot to put on my headphones, so I wasn't able to tell. Anyway, but yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. So yeah, sorry I'm late. Going to go get groceries kind of threw off my everything. Also considering that like I didn't actually literally wake up and have the energy to go do things till like 2 hours before stream. That's why I'm a little late. So it's us. Sorry, hang on a minute. I gotta go. Not like a bad thing. Just gotta answer a thing real quick before I forget. But that means that we have to stay on the real live screen. Y'all aren't supposed to see it. So yeah, I at least got the groceries done. So, but the end result of that is like the cascading. Yeah, some days you just feel like you don't. Yeah. So yeah, needless to say, one of the things that like kind of just made things complicated. So, like the last couple days have kind of been sort of just that in a general sense, but I can say that today is at least a day where it kind of feels like the answer is that I do instead of I don't. Just that like in an ideal world, I would have figured out how to feel like I could do a little earlier, just like a little, just so that we could like get things like started and kicking on time. All right. So yeah, ideally I would have preferred to feel like I would have preferred to feel like having a due a little earlier than I did. But we made it. We're here. We take what we can get, kinda. So yeah, we're gonna just mess around in Godot and work on some more of the shmup that I started last week. Just because right now that I have gotten C# running properly and things look like they're actually like doing the support properly, this makes my life a lot easier. And since I am not trying to like wrestle with somebody else's not like fully matured, not their fault, not fully matured system, I get to like sit down and actually like grind out a couple things, which is nice. So I've got my documentation for the game up on my other monitor just because it is here that way, so that I'm not like covering up the screen with other stuff. So just to kind of cover where we were last time, got a character that moves and does projectiles, which is basically the starting point that I wanted. Oh, I forgot to ask, how's everybody else doing today? Hopefully well. Hopefully your Wednesday is going okay. It was either restful or productive, whichever you needed. Yes, I did make sure to actually switch the documentation to 4.1 this time, so that should be fine. So, a couple of things that we are going to do, though, as far as what I have planned, is mostly going to boil down to words are going to come to me in a second. What I have planned is primarily to change the movement style of the bullets and the player so that we're not messing with the velocity. We're going to just directly mess with the position instead so that we get so that we don't get like acceleration deceleration type feels. And kind of just get it sorted out that way. And then maybe we'll actually figure out like entities that can be hit and things like that. But it's going to take some shenaniganry. So, oh right, I forgot to change what's on stream. All right. And then with that, let's switch over to this one. Okay. Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it. But let's see. I have some productivity I got to do, which I can do with stream body doubling. But I had a massive good thing happen today that has me breathing easier. We take those. Okay, good. So we have that queue thing going because right now I'm not trying to figure out object pooling in Godot. That is more of a pain in the ass than I'm really willing to deal with right now. Okay, so hang on a second. Start with let's start with the player movement first, actually, and get that sorted out. So we have that. Okay. First thing that we're going to do here is we're going to change this around a little bit. So if you notice, right, this is the way that this works, right? So we have a vector 2 for the velocity, right? And we are getting the current velocity of our player. Then we're getting the directions, and then we're using the directions to adjust the x and y coordinates of the velocity, and then trend them toward. Did the wrong thing there because I was paying attention. We update the velocity and go from there. While this works fine in terms of like getting like the character to move, right? Like we can like the character moves and everything, which is all well and good, right? The main thing that I am primarily looking to do now, really, is constrain the player's movement to the screen. So, what we're going to do instead is kind of like grab this code here, and I'm going to adapt it over to what I have over here. So we're going to keep these things for right now, like the direction and stuff like that, because we're going to need that. So this. Now we're going to need, I think, probably like what up. Vector 2 size, right? Then what we need to do here is just got to make sure that I go back to the actual thing here. How is it that they wanted to set up that? Okay, yep. Vector is that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. And on ready, we're going to do this, right? So hang on. Public override. Right. Ready? We're going to get the size of the viewport and set the rect. There's only one other thing we need to do now. Set the X and Y of these size var accordingly, right? We get the size of the viewport and set the X and Y of screen size accordingly. There's a reason for this. So hang on. Set the size of the current screen. That's important. There. Okay. I just need to go back and look at it real quick. Yeah, they did the movement. So velocity, okay. So they're just doing it based on the raw value, it looks like. So should be able, hang on a second. Okay, so let's see. So I think we can still use this code. I grab this, pull this up here, do this. I'm going to start with this first, just because I want to be sure that... So the reason why we took out the speed variable is because I just want to test... Okay, good. So it is working, by the way. It just looks like it's just that without the speed kicked in, it slows it down a lot. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to like overshoot it dramatically by doing that. Okay, good. So it mostly works, right? The only thing is that either I have to make the sprite. So it works pretty much correctly. You may be going, but wait, why is it like this? It's because this is the way to think about it, right? It's mostly measuring it based on the player, right? Primarily based on like the collision shape, I think. So if I adjust the collision, I don't think this, I'm not 100% sure this will work, but I'm going to try adjusting the collision shape out a bit more to see if that helps. Probably won't. But mostly, if it doesn't, then that means that the thing I have to do is, yeah, I figured. So, the reason why it works like, hold on. Discord, you were supposed to quit. Okay. Discord, why are you like this? Okay. but that should be fine now. Or rather, the thing that I had to like slap Discord for should be fine now. Okay, so yeah, all the time. Sorry, I had like a jump there because that was that conversation absolutely big big secret time. Nobody that is not Twitch's business. So that's why I had like a jump scare there. Sorry. Ooh. Okay. Anyway. Right. So the thing I was saying before I got completely fucking distracted. Um. Right. So the reason why it's doing this is because it's taking the position, right? You see this little teeny tiny crosshair here, right? This one, right? This is what it's measuring the position based off of. So the main thing, right, is that I basically have to figure out at some point, that is not now. I'm not going to deal with it now, but I will at some point. Basically speaking, what I have to do is set up what we would commonly sort of consider the extents, right, of the actual word's going to come to me in a second. Sorry, the extents of the actual sprite, right? So at some point in the future, I basically have to set up a thing where I measure out, right, based on the direction that we're going in, right, what the hey, you should stop is. That's not too difficult to do if I can find the right resources for it. But doing that right now is going to be more time than I want to spend on that particular thing, and is not super necessary to deal with right now. So at some other point we will deal with that, but not right now. So I'm also gonna go handle it with these projectiles real quick. All right. So next thing we're gonna do though is adjust our projectile so that it kind of follows the same rules, except I have to sort of figure out. All right, here's how we got to do this though. Okay. So let's see. Public void init. I'm gonna say float speed vector 2 direction. There's a reason why we're gonna do this. But yeah, this is the reason why. In the original like document that I had for in the original document that I have for this game, right? The idea is that the weapons that you can sort of like get in this game, right, generally change the spread, right, of your shots, which means that at some point, each individual bullet is going to need to know, right, what direction it's going in. This is important for reasons that we will talk about later. So, what we're going to do here is bullet instance.init, and we're going to do this is still velocity. We're going to do this. And here we're going to do okay, now where is, yeah, it's yelling over here, so I make a new instance of the bullet, instantiate its speed and velocity, put it at the position of the actual weapon node, and do all that other stuff. And now, over here in init, we're gonna do float bullet speed, float the vector. So we're just gonna do that, actually. Then vector to bullet direction, bullet. And I have to try to remember to follow. Well, no, I should be doing this camel case style, really. Dang it. Didn't mean to do that. Hang on a second. Had a burp. Accidentally closed out the I'm too used to my refactor button being a certain way, and I keep forgetting it doesn't work that way in this. So I accidentally loaded a completely different project because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, we can just do F2. That's actually really convenient. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting that to work. We take those. That's good though. Okay, so F2. Yep. Okay, so bullet speed equals speed, bullet deer equals deer. So here, right, we're making sure that and in weapon. All right. Public thread type. Oh, it's static enum thread type. Single, double, triple. What type is that? And public cat type. Normal. Power. Okay, cool. Let's see. Types for which weapon thread you have. Types for which weapon not have. Well, technically speaking, this is. I'm gonna have to split this later, because this is technically. I just realized the thing that's happening here. So right now, right, this is weapon.cs. But most weapons in this game are going to share most of these properties, right? Which means that technically speaking, at some point, I need to make a different script called player weapon that specifically inherits from weapon and make some very specific adjustments, right? Because, for example, not every single weapon in the game is going to respond to firing input, right? Like this logic is something that specifically only applies to player weapons. Enemy weapons will need to be on a timer and etc. So at some point, I'm going to have to make a player weapon.cs script and have it inherit most of the stuff from here and then sort some things out accordingly. Right now, just for the purposes of making sure I can get the stuff working, not stressing that right now. But I will need to later. Okay. So hopefully I didn't explode all this and okay. Not moving. So remote, that, go to this node, go to that. Hold on. All right, hold up. So export. Let's see one thing real quick. Vote again. Bullet is over here. Okay. That's what I thought. So 301. Nah, still not moving. Okay. So there's probably something I forgot to do here. Weapon, we're passing on the... Oh, right. The speed and the velocity weren't set in the weapon. So that would probably do it. Speed should be 300. Velocity should be... Oh. I need to change that to direction. Because it's more accurate. Vote. All right. That's being set. I am probably forgetting something else here. Oh. That's why. Got this part. If actually, hang on. Dot is dot speed bullets. Well, we don't need to update it all the time either. We can export vector to velocity. You can just set it when it's initialized. So bullet velocity bullet times bullet. That should handle that. So to put velocity dot normalized. Good. Because when it's initialized, we only need to set that velocity like one time, and then should be good to go in an ideal situation. Because basically we set it the one time, ideally, right? But you know, the best laid plans of mice and men. Direction of the bullets fired by. Okay, cool. Right. I'm gonna just revert these real quick, just because I'm gonna revert those changes really quick, just because I want to test one thing. Reason what I'm doing here, I reverted those changes because I want to make sure that when I. Okay, good. Set those here. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So all of that stuff is getting passed on. The main. Maybe I don't normalize it. Let me try that. That may cause it to like explode horribly. But let's see here. Because it could be that I just did my math wrong. Because that happens. I probably didn't need to normalize it. So if I just do that directly, build it, and then let it rip, let's see what we get. Okay, it stops though. That's the real question. Okay. If bullet not equal vector 0. I'm gonna try this real quick. I didn't think I would need this, but better to be more explicit than not, I guess. Build it and run it. Let's see if that does it. Probably not. Yeah, okay. So that's the question. Why do they stop? So that's the main thing, because like they'll go for a little bit and then they'll stop, which okay, so it's here. Alright. Alright. We shouldn't need the clamp either. That's the real question. Mostly, why can't we get this thing to continue? Let's see. Yeah, yeah. So this works, but I want the shots to travel steady, as opposed like the main thing that I'm trying to like get to work. Notice how the shot gradually speeds up over time, right? Not what I want. I want it to keep like to keep a steady speed as it goes across. Okay, so hang on. All right, let's try this real quick. Curious about something. Yeah, so that's the real question. Why has it stopped because you notice that like all of these, right? We have 105, 110, and it stops. So let's see. Okay, so okay. So transform X and speed is right. I know this is like Godot script, but functionally speaking, I sort of get what they're saying here. I should be able to take the position. Oh wait. That's why. I'm so silly. That should actually fix it, I think. Okay. Almost, but not quite. So the thing that I thought was the problem was so when you do physics process, right? The whole point of doing physics process is that it runs when um, it runs basically when you're doing like physics stuff, basically. And I thought that would work, but it doesn't. Hold on. Test one other thing because I'm curious. Just sure that this is working correctly. Really. Okay. So yeah, that's the thing, right? You're definitely getting a response where the I'll knock these off screen so you can see kind of the important part. So yeah, we're definitely getting they're definitely inheriting the correct definitely inheriting the correct stuff with like the velocity and everything because you notice how it came out at an angle, right? The problem is that we can't get it to keep moving, and I don't know why. Well, I have a suspicion, but let me go back and look at the other tutorial and let me see something. Okay. That might be why. Alright. So rather than the bullet being this, hold on. Turn that into an area 2D instead. Here, it needs to extend area 2D. Alright. Just a thought. It may not actually work correctly, but if it does work, I'll explain what I just did there. But it may not. Okay, there we go. It did. Okay, so to explain what I did and to explain why that fixed it, because I realize now that I now that I stopped to actually look to see what that example was talking about, it's like, all right, makes sense. I got it. So here's the deal, right? The way that Godot works is very different from Unity in that, and I explained this a little bit last week, but to kind of go back over it again, right? Godot kind of works by having you put together objects that are in scenes, right? But usually every scene is rooted in something called a node, right? So we have this node here, the test scene main node is what we'll call it, for example, right? So the test scene, for example, is made up of just like a basic node. I put together what is called a pre-packaged scene file for the player, right? A packed scene, right? And in that packed scene, the root node of the packed scene is a character body 2D, right? And even now, I may wind up changing that so that I can use the other thing, but I may not. So the player, right, is rooted in a character body 2D node, and that character body 2D node has a sprite node to display the sprite, collision shape 2D for the collision spot, and another regular node for the weapon, right? If we go to the weapon, we see the weapon is also a node. I think probably like a node 2D is what I made it. It's like a node 2D, right, at its root that has a sprite on there just so that I know what it is. But I can always change the type, for example, to like marker 2D, right? And the idea, right, is that when you change nodes like this, you sort of change the base functionality of the thing that is associated with them. So with the bullet, it was a rigid body, right? Where it's like, all right, being a rigid body, that means there's certain like rules of physics and etc. that it has to sort of be restricted to. Because I changed it instead to an area 2D, which is basically just like a type of node that can do hit detection, I was able to free it from, oh, you have to follow physics, and now it does this. Now, obviously I can't push it like a physical object anymore because it's not a rigid body anymore, but that's fine. All I really have to do over here in weapon, for example, is now do switch. I have to figure out how to do switch. Let's do public spread, or let's do public spread type current spread get protected set. So we're gonna do public shot type current shot is also get protected set, right? Now we're gonna switch on current spread. Break. Well, okay, so here's what we're gonna do really. Base spread type dot single, which is what we have now. Break. Here's what we're gonna do. For single spread, we're gonna instantiate one of these, right? So if we have a spread, so if we have like a spread, I'm gonna do this. So yeah. single equals 1, double 2, and then triple is going to equal 3. There's a reason that we're doing this, and I will explain that at some point later, assuming that we get around to doing power-ups tonight, which we probably won't. So, if we have, right, hang on, I forgot to hit build. Okay, so remote, let's see, main node, player, weapon. Okay, that's why. That's something good to know. So the reason why nothing worked there is because it looks like by default, right? So let me just do this. The current spread pattern that this weapon is using, and then we're gonna say current shot strength that this weapon is using. So, as you saw, right, it was 0 and 0 when we checked it before. And the problem with that is that, like, the spread types, for example, start at 1. So, just here, when we put the node for the player, in this case, into the scene for the first time, for now, we're just going to say that any weapon by default, current spread equals spread type dot single, and current shot equals shot type dot normal. So when the player is first put into our over here, right? If we look at the weapon and we look over here, yep, 1 and 0. That is correct. Good. Now, as you can see, right, our number of shots still counts up correctly. The bullet direction and speed are not quite handled yet, but we can do that right now. So, let me see here. Okay, good. We have that. So now we're just going to do float alt speed equals f const vector 2 alt velocity equals vector 2 dot. Actually, no, we're not even going to do that. Well, yeah, we're not even going to do that. Do export. I'm going to do export here also. Okay. Vector 2 dot. For now, because I'm basing this on the player, right? So let's see. Defaults of this shots. Nope, it should be default direction. Default direction that this weapons dots fire in. Better way to put it. Okay, good. Then we're gonna say that current. Hang on. So bullet default speed bullet here equals default direction. And this should fix the problem that we were having before. Yep. Right? So now, right, we're good. And now we're good, right? Now we have that, we can do case thread type dot double and case thread type dot triple break. So here's why. Here's the trick now, right? So for double and triple, right, rather than having to write this code 3 times over again, right, what we're going to do is set it up so that we have a for loop that will repeat these instructions a certain number of times. But first, dot limit is going to be 3 times well, honestly, we can technically put this up here because we know for a fact, right, that whatever our shot limit is always going to be. And at some point, we can also just change this later so that this only changes when we pick up a power up, for example. But for right now, good enough over here. Just to always make sure that whenever we're firing, that we increase the limit to whatever the current spread is. But obviously, I can move that to somewhere else later. So what we're going to do here now, right? So bullet index is going to be our counter, right? And as long as we currently do not yet have the number of bullets that are that the current spread allows, we will keep repeating certain instructions. So what we're going to do here actually is do this, this. And we're going to do this, and we're going to say here we're going to do current bullet instance that. Now we're going to do if current spread equals spread type dot double vector to new direction is going to be vector to So what this does here is sets it up so that, right? Here, I think. Yeah, the thing that I'm doing here is very legitimate. I saw your thing, Cause, and I'll read it in a second. The thing I'm doing here is showing off a little bit, and I'll explain. Technically speaking, I'm showing off a little bit by doing it this way, just to kind of like condense it down a little bit. But I'm going to sit down and comment it through in a second. You know, the last few weeks I've been learning and seeing a lot more about game dev on the actual programming side, and it's been really nice to see because it's made me feel a lot less like I could never do this. I don't think I could do it to a degree that folks I know can. Yes, that includes me. Okay, fair. But maybe it's not so far out of my depth. Thank you for showing me all of this because it really, yeah, that's something. One, I'm happy to know that that helps, even though I know that it may be hard. I can't actually tell if the code is readable at the size that I have it at. So if y'all can't see, my bad. I can try zooming in. I forgot to even check that. But yeah, the main thing that I say about programming all the time to people who are like, I could never learn how to code, I could never learn how to program, it is one sec. Thing came in, just gotta answer it real quick. Right. So the thing about programming, or the thing about like learning a scripting language or a programming language or whatever it is, right? And this honestly even applies if you want to like, and when I say scripting language, I mean something like JavaScript versus like a programming language like C# or whatever. But my point is, if you want to do programming stuff in whatever capacity, math is part of it, but largely it is more a test of your language acquisition skills. And I know I've said this on a game dev stream previously, but I'm kind of just reiterating it for people who maybe have not been here for when I do game dev streams and have not heard this. When you are programming anything, whether for video games or not, and you're trying to learn a programming language, it is not explicitly a test of your math skills. It is logic and language acquisition. Those are the two things that kind of are the most important. Because the math, you can look up. But it's a question of how well do you come to understand the logic and the rules of the language that you're programming in, right? So I'm going to come over here, for example, and I can get rid of this line because I don't need it. So, right, to your point. Well, so yeah, like I said before, I am happy that me doing this is helping like demystify that a little bit. I'm really happy to hear that, first of all. And yeah, second of all, like I was just saying, it is a test of how well do you understand logic and how well do you acquire languages, is really what it is. The math is not unimportant, but the math is kind of secondary to how quickly do you pick up languages and how quickly can you put together logic. Because what you're doing when you're programming, you are math, like I said, math is part of it, but what you are actively doing really is telling the computer, do these things in this order if you see these things. Which means that if you have a good grasp of logic flows, like how to sequentially order certain things, right? And if you have an understanding of how to acquire language so that you can learn how to like take the things that are up here and translate them into, right, this is what the computer needs to be thinking about in order to kind of go there. So case in point, right? I'm going to sit down and like comment this code to sort of explain this. So set our current shot limit to be either 3, 6, or 9 shots, depending on what our current spread is. Because current spread has the extra values of 1, 2, and 3 attached to single, double, and triple, respectively, we can use int current spread to convert, like, get those extra values and multiply by 3 to get whatever the current shot limit is supposed to be, right? Yeah, it's honestly really cool. Those are both great ways to look at it because the math is something you can supplement with like the many tools. Exactly, right? So like even this line of code right here, right? I put 3 lines here to like just elaborate it out, partially because at some point future me is going to thank me for being so specific, but also just because this is important, right? So yeah, this line of code, it sets our current shot limit, the number of shots we're allowed to have on screen, to be either 3, 6, or 9 shots, depending on what our current spread pattern is. And I should say, in specific, right, set, instead of R, this weapon's current shot limit to be either that, or that, right? So because current spread has the extra values of 1, 2, and 3 attached to single, double, and triple, respectively, right? Doing int current spread just gets those extra values, multiplies by 3, and we get whatever the current shot limit is supposed to be, right? So the only math I did here was just basic ass multiplication. The part that makes it work is all the other logic and language stuff, right? The logic of, hey, when you see a spread type, anytime you see single is equal to 1. Double is equal to 2, and triple is equal to 3. That's not a math. That's not a fully math thing. That's like a logic thing. You're telling the computer, hey, if I convert current spread into an integer, and the current spread is set to single, then pretend that there's a 1 there. Pretend that there's a 2 there if it's double. Pretend that there's a 3 there if it's triple, right? So, right? That's how we set that shot limit. So, the switch statement, this switch statement will do different things based on whether or not what the current value of current spread happens to be, right? Logic stuff. Keep breaking it down. If this weapon is using a single, if this weapon's spread type is single, right? We make a new instance of the bullet, we initialize the speed and the velocity, we put the bullet at the position of not even the weapon node, but this weapon node. And specifically, even we could say put the bullet at the global position of this weapon node, right? Put the bullet instance in the base C node so it's not attached to this weapon. We increase the number of shots, and then when this bullet instance exits the tree, reduce the number of shots by 1. Right? I should even be specific and say num current shots. Reduce the number of current shots by 1. Right? Most of this is not math. Most of this is just, hey, computer, wake up, pay attention, do XYZ things when these things happen. If this weapon's spread type is either double or triple, right? We run a for loop which will continue until we have spawned the number of bullets that are allowed to be fired by this particular spread pattern. Check for this limit by doing bullet index less than int current spread. Current spread if the current spread is set to double, then int current spread is equal to 2, which means that we only run this for loop twice. 0, 1. Right? So, for example, so I can even take this logic and put it up here. To convert current spread into the relevant value for checking. For example, if current spread is single, then int current spread is 1, which multiply by 3 to get a shot limit of 3. Okay. Current spread is 2, then int current spread is double, then int current spread is 2, which I think the other thing I needed to remind myself of is that the biggest games that I can't fathom breaking down to code like this have several hundred people working on them for years on end. I'm guessing my difficulty visualizing is part of it because my brain is thinking of breaking things down farther than I probably need to, given what I'm seeing. It's not like when I was learning C++, there's engines for this for a reason. Yes. And the thing is that, like, there are people, and this is why, for example, like, I can't do it with a framework. What I mean by that is not, so to be specific, right? So you have frameworks that are called, like, you have existing game libraries, for example. Let me just, example. Nope, XNA framework. XNA. So, right? Like, XNA Game Studio and XNA Framework, right? Well, I forget the specifics of it now, but for example, if you could use, for example, like XNA or any other set of like libraries that are not necessarily Godot or whatever to build a game, right? And that's the thing that you can do. I've tried it before. The main thing for me is sort of the same thing that Cosmo was talking about, where it's like, the more that I have to try to like hold certain structures together without a visual editor to like let me see what certain things are and aren't, my brain just, that all farts out into the wind, and I cannot hold that. So a lot of the time, right, when people say, there we go, FNA, there we go. So, like, FNA. Oh, hold on. That is not, hang on a second. I made a boo-boo. That did not actually show where I lived, but fucking Google, of course, did this. But of course, I forgot that it needs, I can't. No, you jackass. I don't, you're not allowed to see my location history. How do I turn that off? Fuck. Yeah. Damn it. I wasn't paying attention, and that causes problems. Hang on a second. Gotta figure out how to turn this shit off. God damn it. Give me 1 second. Google's. Second, so go over here, then privacy. Okay, I think we might be clear. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't exactly my address, but alright, whatever. Now that I'm done having a fucking panic attack, let me put this back on. So, yeah. So yeah, right? Like this right, framework, right? So, functionally speaking, right? You could use FNA, right? To actually sit down and like make a game without having to use a Godot or a Unity or whatever, right? Entirely possible, right? And as y'all can see, there are a number of games that have in fact been made with the FNA framework, right? Like it's not unreasonable to do this kind of thing, right? I'm picking out a couple that people may be really familiar with just to kind of get them to go, oh, wait a minute, oh, shit. And even a couple that they may not be familiar with, just that y'all know. Mid-Boss, FNA framework. Shredder's Revenge, FNA framework, right? Ultra Hat Dimension, which I also recommend, very good puzzle game. Bastion, FNA framework, right? Celeste, FNA framework. Dust and Elysian Tale, FNA framework, right? So yeah, like making games in FNA is not unreasonable, but for me in particular, right? Owlboy, press X to not die. River City Ransom Underground, Salt and Sanctuary, right? So on and so forth. Streets of Rage 4, right? Terraria, Time Spinner, right? So FNA framework being what it is, right? You can use that to make games, but and not have to worry about like licensing stuff, right? Because of the way that it works. But the flip side to that is that you don't get an editor like this, right? You basically have to build that straight from just your programming files. And then when you build it and run it, that's when it shows the thing on screen and et cetera, right? So yeah, to Cosmo's earlier point, right? That yeah, like there's engines for a reason. Because yeah, like me, I tried using FNA framework, right? I tried doing the thing where you quote unquote roll your own, right? Where it's like, all right, I have the framework. It gives me certain tools for like processing things to the screen, et cetera, but I have to put together the rules for what order things process in and all that. I have to do that all myself, right? Nah, that shit flew straight out of my head. Couldn't do it. Here, on the other hand, though, with an editor on hand, a lot of like that heavy work of like defining things like, all right, what is a collision? How do collisions work? Blah, blah, blah. A lot of that is taken off my plate so I can focus more on like the logic of things. So let's see. If our current spread is set to double, we make a temporary variable for the new direction and set it to whatever our default direction is supposed to be. Then, if this is the first bullet that is being spawned, set its Y direction to 1. If it is not the first bullet being spawned, set its Y direction to -1 set. Right? Else, if our current spread is set to triple, right? We still do this part, but now we get a little more complicated and we say if it is the second bullet being spawned, we set its Y direction to 0 instead. If it is the third bullet being spawned, we set its Y direction to -1 instead, right? And then we just got to grab this, do this, and we're going to bring these into this for loop. We're going to do current bullet instance dot position. Then we're going to do current bullet, put the current bullet instance, put the current bullet instance. We're going to do current bullet instance dot tree exited. Okay. All right, one more check that we need to do here. So if current spread equals spread type dot double, plus 2 is less than. Num current shots for current spread type dot triple then we want to do all this. Okay, I broke something here. Where is the that? The only thing I don't like about using Visual Studio Code is that it doesn't fix my curly braces, which is a problem because if I don't read carefully, I will fuck up my curly braces all the time. It's kind of a pain. If there is space for shots, red, or 3 more shots. All right, cool. All right. Let's see if I botched it. So we're gonna do this. Go to the remote. Come over here to this weapon. I'm gonna say that the current spread is 2. Yeah. Figured something like that might happen. There's probably something I forgot to do. I forgot to init. That's what it is. I was sitting there. I did all of this stuff, which is fine, but I forgot to initialize so I put the bullet instance in, right? But I never initialized. So I have to do this. Hold on. I'm gonna grab this one and I'm gonna do it up here because we're gonna need that later. That's why. This should work now. So, right? Single. Cool. Switch over here, switch to the remote so that we're testing what's over here in the little play window. Weapon. Current spread is 2. Yep. Excellent. So the only thing is that we now need to kind of like close the angles a little bit, because if they go that wide, we will have a slight issue. But all we really have to do is just adjust this to be like, All I have to do here is just adjust these numbers. And then just make sure this is negative. There's one thing I'm going to want to do here in a minute. Anyway, just to kind of like get this. So that's right. It's still on single. We go back over to here. We go to the weapon. Remote. Weapon. Thread 2. I might have messed up a thing. Thread 3. All right. It's because when I did this up here, I forgot to put this back to negative. So, right? So, here's an important thing, right? You'll notice here that I put what we call magic numbers, right? So, I hard-coded, or I said, okay, right. The angle that these bullets fire at is some derivative of like basically. So let's look at it like this. Right now, when we say that the bullets fire at vector 2 dot right, let me come back up here to explain this. Right? Our default direction, right, for these bullets to fire at is vector 2 dot right. So they fire, well, from your perspective, they fire going this way, right? So if we change the y value of that direction, because the vector 2 so it has an x and a y, so if we change the y value, if we adjust the y value like we do over here, the new direction, right? We make a temporary variable for the new direction, and we set it to whatever our default direction is supposed to be. So what we're doing when we do the double and the triple shots is that we're doing, hey, there's going to be a variable that we're going to use to remember for a little while what our thing is supposed to, what our new direction is supposed to be, and we're going to hold that for a second and do some shenanigans later, right? That's the plan. Okay, cool. That's all set and squared away. Right. So right now we have this new deer, right? Is a temporary variable that will keep track of what the direction is supposed to be. So right now I've hard coded these numbers in. So let's not do that. Reason why I don't want to do that is because if for some reason, right, I want to change what the angle is, I have to change it in 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, and that's annoying, right? I don't want to have to change it in 4 spots every time. So here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to do float. So I'm going to do this now instead, right? So 0.25 f. I'm going to just do instead, what did I call it? Red shot Y deer. So watch this now. Keep game. So we're going to replace that one, replace that one, replace that one, replace that one, right? Now, right, what this does is what is the y direction for each? Now, right, I've gotten rid of what we call the magic numbers down here, right? And I've made it so, right, we set its y direction to the positive value of our spread shot y direction. Right? And the main reason why this is helpful is that now, right, if I'm like, oh yeah, like, oh, hold on a second, these, like, I'll even export this to sort of demonstrate the point, right? So if, for example, right, I'm testing my game, and I'm like, all right, so I'm like, okay, cool, right? Like these work. And I'm like, oh, these are still too close together. I don't like that, right? I can change it over here, right? And now on the fly, right, I can adjust. Now on the fly, I can adjust, right, how far that spread goes without having to like adjust myself over it. I'm gonna make these fly a little faster. And I do actually like the 0.15. And at any time I can revert it back to good. So those are a little faster. Remote. Go to the remote one. Remote, right? Do double. Right? Yeah, so technically speaking, if you're like, yeah. I probably have to switch from a shot limiter to like a button press limiter because clearly we had some shenanigans happen over here. So yeah, for whatever reason in the remote scene, lol, those projectiles didn't despawn correctly. But yeah, that's ideally, for example, why you might want to avoid magic numbers in your stuff. Because if you need to change things on the fly, right, you can't. It becomes a lot harder. So yeah, that being the main complication of using magic numbers, that's why you don't. Because once you store them in a variable, it becomes easier to tweak that on the fly to get the thing that you want, and there you go. And the thing I like about Godot in particular is that when you do make changes, right? Right? Like if you go over here and you're like, okay, yeah, I want the default speed to be like whatever, right? You can always have it bump back to whatever. But when you do that little revert icon like I just did, right? it will bump it back to whatever the value last was anyway. So I'm going to put, for these 600 looks like what we want it to be about anyway. Build it again. And making sure to like stop and rebuild it every now and again is like rebuilding it after you make major changes is a good way to sort of just make sure that things like stick. So we're going to save that script, build, and I think that should that. We're going to save the player also. Yeah, and if we want, for example, the player to fire from like the center, right? I just have to move the weapon to the middle, and we're good. We're going to spread to 3, and then... Oh, okay, I messed up one thing. Hold on. I was a little harsh over here. So over here, when I did this, I want to do less than or equal to shot limit. Less than or equal to shot limit. And that should fix the one problem I had. So yeah, sometimes, right? Okay, so that's good. Remote, weapon. Let's do double spread. There we go. Triple spread. And there we go. Easy as it gets. So now that we have that, so it has been about like an hour and 50 minutes. So I'm going to get up and take a break real quick and do some stretching. I'm going to see if we can figure out collision when we get back, because collision is going to be the hard part. Or at least it's going to be slightly more complicated, because I am not super familiar with the way that it works in Godot. So the way that we're going to start is just see, hey, can we like create a thing that can be collided with that we can then do damage to, and then it goes like oof, ow, explodey, right? So we're going to do that, and we're going to deal with that first. So take a break, get up, and all that other stuff. We'll be back shortly with more Godot programming for like maybe about another hour after I come back. So see y'all in a bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and action.
Henty!
A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
There's only one person who can stop, and that's me. Hey everybody, my name is Sean. They call me either that or SJ. As I say on my own channel, make games, I play games. Games make do, basically. Did you really think that I was going to let you hit me with that? No. Guess what? I'm still alive, motherfucker. Going too fast is no good. Shut the fuck up. What else you got? I have to hit button. Button hit good. This no count, no good, self-absorbed. Giving free turns goes against my professional ethics. I saved your ass! Yo, the nerve of this motherfucker. The absolute gall. The complete stinkiness. Do you see these motherfuckers? They stole all my shit! Fuck out of here. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck now. Stank ass, punk ass, smelly ass motherfucker. Yo! Not with the deep cut. My brain is full of eels. Anyway, so Fuck. We should just play this fucking video game. Damn it. That's not fair. No, that's fighting dirty. You can't do that. Just because it's correct doesn't mean it's right. Just for that, I'll teach y'all to talk to me about the consequences of my own actions. And now, this poll that I'm not going to look at the results of yet, I'm lying, I'm going to look right now. Jesus fuck! Why are y'all like this? What was the reason? This is all according to my calculations. We will probably be fine. God damn it. Can somebody clip that? Going too fast is no good. You facetious motherfuckers. You really are gonna stand up in front of God and everybody. Oh my fucking God. No. No. I can't fucking stand you. How dare you? How very dare you? You right, but shut up. Give me a church. I told y'all I was gonna get a church, and I got a church. Apples above be praised. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. And peanut butter. Praise be to Lord our and Jesus. For in our time of need, He has provided. Can I get a blessings to our and Jesus in the chat? I have to behave. I have to behave. I have to behave. I have to behave. You know what? I'm just gonna do this.
What kind of just nonsense did you just... What in the hell do you mean? You put me on your whole motherfucking screen?
They're all gonna die. Somebody clip that. Oh no. Not again. Y'all do what I think y'all did? Y'all can't bully me like this. Y'all got me all kinds of twists turned up right now. I don't know what the... I applaud you. But also, God fucking damn it, I would just be like, fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I should be fine. Fuck all of you. No! 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 That's not how this works. I am the danger. Oh yeah! I'll respond to that, but fuck! That's shit! Fuck! That's all I have to say in response, you know? If you are into fighting games, JRPGs, game design talk, and all that other kind of stuff, please feel free to follow me over at twitch.tv/SJH Does Games. I can't fucking stand y'all. I can't. Y'all are the absolute fucking worst. I love this fucking community so much. Y'all are just the best. You know that? All of y'all. All of y'all in here. I appreciate y'all so much. You got the straight mom seal of approval. Also because I'm handsome. Good job. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and action. Henty!
The jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
There's only one person who can stop, and that's me. Hey everybody, my name is Sean. They call me either that or SJ. As I say on my own channel, make games, I play games. Games make do, basically. Did you really think that I was going to let you hit me with that? No. Guess what? I'm still alive, motherfucker. Going too fast is no good. Shut the fuck up. What else you got? I have to hit button. Button hit good. This no count, no good, self-absorbed. Giving free tours goes against my professional ethics. I saved your ass! Yo, the nerve of this motherfucker. The absolute gall. The complete stinkiness. Do you see these motherfuckers? They stole all my shit! Fuck out of here. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck now. Stank ass, punk ass, smelly ass motherfucker. Yo! Not with the deep cut. My brain is full of eels. Anyway, so fuck. We should just play this fucking video game. Damn it. That's not fair. No, that's fighting dirty. You can't do that. Just because it's correct doesn't mean it's right. Just for that, I'll teach y'all to talk to me about the consequences of my own actions. And now, this poll that I'm not going to look at the results of yet, I'm lying, I'm going to look right now. Jesus fuck! Why are y'all like this? What was the reason? This is all according to my calculations. We will probably be fine. God damn it. Can somebody clip that? Going too fast is no good. You facetious motherfuckers. You really are gonna stand up in front of God and everybody. Oh my fucking God. No. No. I can't fucking stand you. How dare you? How very dare you? You right, but shut up. Give me a church. I told y'all I was gonna get a church, and I got a church. Apris above be praised. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. And peanut butter. Praise be to Lord our and Jesus. For in our time of need, He has provided. Can I get a blessings to our and Jesus in the chat? I have to behave. I have to behave. I have to behave. I have to behave. You know what? I'm just gonna do this.
What kind of just nonsense did you just... What in the hell do you mean? You put me on your whole motherfucking screen?
Oh, they're all gonna die. Somebody clip that. Oh no. Not again. Y'all do what I think y'all did? Y'all can't bully me like this. Y'all got me all kinds of twisted turned up right now. I don't know what the... I applaud you, but also, God fucking damn it, I would just be like, fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, I should be fine. Fuck all of you. No! 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 That's not how this works. I am the danger. Oh yeah! I'll respond to that, but fuck! That's shit! Fuck! That's all I have to say in response, you know? If you are into fighting games, JRPGs, game design talk, and all that other kind of stuff, please feel free to follow me over at twitch.tv/SJH Says Games. I can't fucking stand y'all. I can't. Y'all are the absolute fucking worst. I love this fucking community so much. Y'all are just the best. You know that? All of y'all. All of y'all in here. I appreciate y'all so much. You got the straight mom seal of approval. Also because I'm handsome. Good job. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And action. Henshin! There's only one person who can stop, and that's me. Hey everybody, my name is Sean. They call me either that or SJ. As I say on my own channel, make games, I play games. Games make do, basically.
Did you really think that I was going to let you hit me with that? No.
Guess what? I'm still alive, motherfucker.
Going too fast is no good.
Shut the fuck up. What else you got? I have to hit button. Button hit good. This no count, no good, self-absorbed. Giving free turns goes against my professional ethics. I saved your ass! Yo, the nerve of this motherfucker. The absolute gall. The complete stinkiness.
Do you see these motherfuckers? They stole all my shit!
Fuck out of here. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck now. Stank ass, punk ass, smelly ass motherfucker.
Yo! Not with the deep cut.
My brain is full of eels. Anyway, so fuck. We should just play this fucking video game. Damn it. That's not fair. No, that's fighting dirty. You can't do that. Just because it's correct doesn't mean it's right. Just for that, I'll teach y'all to talk to me about the consequences of my own actions. And now, this poll that I'm not going to look at the results of yet, I'm lying, I'm going to look right now. Jesus fuck! Why are y'all like this?
What was the reason?
This is all according to my calculations. We will probably be fine. God damn it. Somebody clip that.
Going too fast is no good. You facetious motherfuckers!
You really are gonna stand up in front of God and everybody. Oh my fucking God! No! No! I can't fucking stand you. How dare you? How very dare you? You right, but shut up. Give me a church. I told y'all I was gonna get a church, and I got a church. Apris above be praised. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. And peanut butter. Praise be to Lord our and Jesus. For in our time of need. Okay, y'all. I'm back. Man. So I tried making chicken breast with just cutlets this time. Closer to correct, but still not quite there. I tried. My guess is that probably still just like a little too dry, but you know. We're getting there. Wax came out kind of cold. So my bad. All right. Hello. Have fun with the lurk. Okay. Oh, let's start with player side because having okay, I see. So that does make sense actually. So we're going to change this to an area 2D. Or we're not going to do that. Hang on. Or now. Okay, hold on. Why is it every time I try to change? God. All right. Okay, hold up. Gotta make a new scene. Just hang on. Mode. E. Here. Yep, working on the shape now. Let me do that. Rectangle shape. All right, and test that one. On the test scene, I'm gonna put. All right. Okay, good. That's all set. Public, delegate, public, delegate. All right, and then probably what this? Nope, this, right? It. Then. There we go. Signal for handling when the player movement collides with something. Here, we're gonna just drop off this thing. Okay, cool. Okay, so cool. All right. Sure one. All right, so that's how you get those. That's good. Okay, so now I think the only thing I need to do is build, and then I just got to connect a couple things. We're gonna go over to the player, come over to here. We're gonna go to the nodes, go to the signals. sure that we do this. All right. Cool. Test there. Save that. Other node. Add child node. They want a collision shape, probably. Collision shape. Rectangle shape, and it should be okay. Not worried about the timers yet. I'm deliberately skipping past a couple things just because I want to. Okay. This makes sense. All right, I'm gonna switch scenes for a second so I can go dig around in the resources for a second to see if I can. Because there's some things I may have forgotten, and there may be some things I have to grab from somewhere else. So that's why we switch scenes real quick. So I can go dig through those files. Common Rider Godot. Hey, Sabira. Logo, player, projectile. Where did I put the enemy ones? They're not on this computer? Probably not, knowing my luck. Alright. I'm trying to figure out where I put, if I put anywhere, the... Hang on, let me see if I can find them over here. Is there somewhere? Okay, I knew I kept them somewhere. All right. So documentation, Lancer, image resources, type. Grab all the except for player.png. Wait, did you set up a trigger on Nightbot? Hi, Shark. Set up a trigger on Nightbot that kicks in whenever somebody says 1000%. I'm gonna go get my food out of the fucking microwave. There's no way on this tweet you actually set up a trigger in Nightbot that makes it go presented by Zaya whenever somebody said something about 1000%. Could not. There's absolutely no way. Anyway, how are you doing today, Sabir? Hopefully you're feeling better. And also, Shark, how are you doing today? Okay, let's see here. Got this size. All right. And then save. I did many things and went flump. Yeah, it happens. So we have that. And test scene. Also, the donation. Are they not? God damn it. Anyway, Shark, thank you for the $5 donation. I deeply appreciate it. I am assuming that you want an eye to be granted. That puts us at $110 for To Write Love on Her Arms. Raising money for them all month. Because making sure that people have support to get access to mental health resources is important. When we reach $200, that unlocks a stream of Totsugeki 64, which is a ROM hack of Super Mario 64 featuring May from Guilty Gear, as depicted in Guilty Gear Strive. Anyway, so donation alert's not making sounds, makes me cry. But team elements ruined your combo. Oh, unfortunate. But okay. And eyed. Okay. So we've got the eye on now. Let's see. We're not doing animation stuff. Don't really care about that. All right. Oh, I forgot to put the enemy into that. Ah. Fuck. Forgot to do the... Gravity scale is 0. Okay, cool. All right. Good. That works. Okay, good. Public partial class. Good. Okay. Cool. We'll figure out the signal stuff later. I don't want that vector. Where's the collision? That's one thing. Okay, yeah, those are not making contact with each other. Okay, so hold on a second. I think I know the rules for this. Player collision. If I remove that mask, I think if I do this, okay, that's what I thought. So the way that collision works, right? At least from what I understand about the way that this works, as far as like Godot works, right? Very simply, you have layers and masks, right? So layer determines which layer the individual object is on, while mask determines what objects on what layers can hit it. I think anyway. I want to see it in the documentation, and y'all, okay, that's why. Okay. All right, cool. So in the general, okay, so project settings, layer names, I can actually put. That's good, actually, because I was about to get a little. I was gonna get a little bit cross if I couldn't actually name these things. Okay, that's good though. Okay, so editor, nope, project settings. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so okay, so then I actually need to split those a little bit. So player, enemy, let's just keep it simple right now. Player, enemy, player, bullets, enemy. Right now I'm gonna leave bullet. So bullets layer is player bullets, and the mask that it hits, enemy. Similarly, if I go over to drone over here, right, I'm gonna pull it off of this layer. I'm gonna put it on enemy layer, and the mask is player bullets. Alright. I think that should more or less fix the issue that I was having now. Flop. Unless it's because it's not a... I should also get rid of that other debug, huh? Because I don't need it anymore. Hold on. Bullet. Don't need that anymore. Oh, that's why. I did that wrong. This is supposed... On the drone, it's supposed to be... Physics body 2D body. That's why that didn't work. Because I didn't pass in the right type. Haha. Okay. Right, that doesn't work either. So that means I need to set this card. Player can't collide with the player layer, but it can collide with the enemy layer and the enemy bullets layer. Right? Alright, good. That works. So the player is in area 2D, and that works fine. Drone is that, and that works fine. The bullet is that, and that works fine. So okay. So that's all set up. So then why is it not? Because the player is in area 2D, and it collides very clearly. Wait. Did I do this right? Okay, so then why does that work? Okay. So that part I haven't quite figured out yet. But body enters signal. Why does that work? Every programmer ever at some point? Yeah, basically. Hmm. Right, none of those have a signal. Okay. Right, and I connected those two correctly. Okay. Or, wait, had a thought. What if I do it over here? Right, so if we don't worry about emitting a signal, if we do it over here on the bullet, okay, there we go. That's much better. Okay. Ah. And rather than being this, hang on. It also, oh, I also didn't have the script extending correctly on either count. So let's see here. Nope, shenaniganry. Hold on.
Turning back, Lily, not change the beat. Covers always judge books by today. If they are shiny or not, every page inside is meaningful as always. But no one's gonna read them out again. Oh, please don't wait for me, darling. Stay out of the cold rain. For
Okay.
your heart may become rusty. Oh, please don't wait for me, darling. Don't stand there in the sea. You are solid.
One last way to test it. That halfway works, but not quite. Okay, good. Means it's really catching the one over here.
You never change. Winds are not so soft no more today. They change the cold inside. Lily, you never change. They all want a brand new box today. No matter what's inside, all these pieces that meant so much to me those days. Tide has washed them all away to vain. Oh, please don't wait for me, darling. Stay out of the cold rain, for your heart may become rusty. Oh, please don't wait for me, darling. Don't stand there in this heat. Your soul is drying out. You don't need to wait, need to wait, need to wait for us. What is there to say? Everything's too late, and we all accept it that way, so be it. Time marches on. Really?
Okay, good. That works. Okay, I see. So it should probably just be one or the other, really. Go to that one. Go to the... Yeah, that's the tricky part, isn't it? Okay, good. So, leaving it to this thing's responsibility. All right. Yep. All right. Yes. So, hold on. All right. Let's see. Uh.
Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride and burn for your desire.
Okay. Let's see. Think this should. Okay. Good. 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 All right.
One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling
All right. Cool. 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 All right. Yeah. All right. We're working. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're cooking. We are cooking. Damn it. I blew up the player by accident. Ah, I blew up the player by accident. Gotta fix it. There. Child node. Right. Second child node. Shape 2E. I accidentally blew up somehow. I somehow or another I blew that up. Somehow. Don't know how. All right. Okay, good. Connect that. Good. Right. Right. Vector. Okay, cool. All right, cool. That works. That works. That works. We love it. Yes. Okay, good. Player for the weapon. Bullet. Want to do. Player bullet. Good, 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 good. Now if we go to the drone, we can add. We can also add a weapon. Like I said, I have to adjust the script at some point. But the default direction here is going to be -1 instead. Inherited scene. Call this one enemy bullet. Now all I have to do is change the collision layers around. So mask is player. Player is enemy bullets. Save. Objects. All right, I need to fix the enemy. And then over for the drone, we go to the weapon. We switch this to enemy bullet instead. All right. Wicked. So, like I said, I am going to have to rewrite the weapon script specifically so that I think I can do now, right? Because basically now we've got basic collisions working. So what I really need to do, realistically speaking, is rewrite the weapon script. So all I really need to do, honestly, is take this big brick, this big brick of code right here. I'm going to grab this one, and now I'm going to do, nope. I do public void fire. Pull it. Do this. Save it. Now, the reason why I've moved it all the way over into its own category of stuff. To explain why we have moved it over into its own category of stuff, right? Watch this now. I'm going to come over to the weapon over here. I'm going to make an inherited scene. I'm going to call this player weapon. I'm going to attach the current script, attach to it, put on a new one. Inherits. Hang on. Let me double check and see which one. So, here's the trick of what we're going to do. We want to make sure that we're going to have it inherit from node 2D still. And we're going to have it put in here. We're going to do default node, inherits from node 2D, all that other stuff, right? None of that's changing. Now, here's the trick. We're just going to do weapon because weapon is already a node 2D, right? So it's going to inherit all this, do all this stuff. So all we have to do now is this. And then we do fire, bullet. And literally, it will go back to the base of the weapon and do that. So now that we've done this, we're going to save this scene. Scene's objects is going to be player weapon. Save it. Assault bullet. Yeah, basically. So, create new folder. We're going to do base scenes. We're going to throw bullet in there. Weapon in there. Oh, motherfucker. Godot, why? Godot, why have you betrayed me? Hey, Yami. How you doing? Hopefully well. Lurking while I'm in a work meeting for the next 4 hours? Okay, cool. Oh, so moving it made it grumpy as fuck. Okay. Hang on a second. Alright. Then we got okay. New inherited scene. So meant to note to self. Gotta be more careful about where I save these things, or they are going to be in the shit. Okay, so detach this one. Did at least the player weapon script save correctly? It did. Okay. Cool. So save. So meant to note to self. Make sure that you save the scenes in the correct spots already, or because trying to move them is just gonna piss Godot off a lot. So gotta remember that. Yeah, good luck with the meeting, Yami. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. Okay. That node back and oh wait, that's why I didn't save it. So save this node over here. Come back over to the player, drop the player weapon scene in there, and now it should be updated. Okay. Okay, I think I have managed to colossally unfuck the thing that I fucked up. So let's see. Shit. Player. Okay, cool. Almost had it. Almost had it. Almost had it. We are almost there. Remote, test scene, main node, player. Crack that open, player weapon. Okay, player bullet is already there. Oh. Right. Current spread value isn't set correctly. Because of the way the script is set up. Hang on. Base dot ready. Hang on. Public variety. Oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, based. Excellent. All right. Got enemies working. Enemy bullets should also technically be working. Hold on. Gotta do this one thing real quick. Okay, good. And then we have enemy weapon. Set up and go right here. New script. Scripts. Enemy weapon. Could inherit its C#. We need node 2D. Okay. All right, there we go. And the only thing we need to do in particular is build it. Build it. Hi, I need you to wake up. Thank you. Default direction is -1. Yep, single normal. All right, cool. That should be set. Drone over here, take weapon. Get rid of the original weapon node. Gonna drop the enemy weapon scene into there. And in the enemy weapon scene, pick load should be for enemy bullet. So ideally, this is now set up such that when we are actually ready to have the drone firing, right? I think we can squeeze that in as like the last thing, where if I do this correctly, I can test to see if I actually understand the way that this works and get this going. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the drone. We're going to add a child node. We're going to call it timer. We're going to call it the firing timer node. Or we're going to call it, rather, firing timer. Right? Turn on auto start here. And go to node. Timeout. So on timer timeout is what we'll call it. We can just be very explicit, and when we do public void on timer timeout. Nope. Fire get node. Actually, wait, no, did this wrong. Hold on. Did it wrong. Edit. You're supposed to connect to this one. I did that wrong. So ideally, I have fixed it now. Okay. Make sure I connected this correctly. So firing timer. Let me make sure that I did this correctly. Script. Actually, hold on. Should be able to do a timer here. Alright, cool. And now what I can do is save this, go to the drone, save this, come over here. Get rid of the firing timer over here. Because this should already have it. And all I need to do is make sure that in the inspector, we have it on auto start. And the signal should be that on timer timeout. Edit, it should jump up to the enemy weapon and fire bullet on the timeout. Okay, good. Alright. Weapon that fire bullet at line 89, not set to an instance of an object. Okay. Hang on. Weapon, sugar. Okay, weapon, line 89. Oh, I forgot to set the... Damn it. Hold on. Come over here. Inspector. Right, when I switched it, I forgot to... enable it. Alright. And then for enemy weapon, it should be -1 for that. Alright, let's go. Right, got it. Save it. So yeah, this is the principle behind why Godot likes to do all of its stuff in nodes.
Mission complete.
There we go. We are getting... Okay, we are at least getting those. That's good. And now, because of the way I've set this up, right? So now I can do drone. I'm going to do just one more enemy type just so y'all can see how, thankfully, now they should be able to behave differently. So I just got to look at the other one. Okay. Super. And for the enemy weapon, for right now... Well, hang on. So save. This is up, scenes, enemies, drone. We're going to do this one as trooper. Save. Current spread for the enemy weapon for trooper is double. Right? Now... Probably the one thing I want to do just to be just to be careful, is for the enemy weapon specifically, maybe put a different firing delay. Maybe. We'll see. But deal with that later. Right, 2D, we are going to switch to Trooper. Over here. So the Trooper, we're also going to drop off in the test scene. Right over here. Player will be right here. And go. Okay, Trooper is not quite working the way I would like. So Trooper, come over here. Trooper, enemy weapon. Yeah, your spread is double. So then why are you not firing 2? You step away for about 5 minutes, be right back. Okay. All right, come on, just give me 2. Just give me 2 and we're done. Ah, bastard. All right, remote. Trooper. Oh, that's why. Because that part's overriding it, huh? Alright, hold on. Or rather, it's being overwritten in code, which is the problem. So, let me... So, let's go over... Okay. Okay, cool. That is working correctly now. Just means that I need to set up player weapon correct. Well, so my real question though is why did it work? Okay. Drone. Okay. There we go. I just had to like all right, good. Yep, this is pretty much what I wanted. Okay. I have some other thoughts about how I can do this. I can probably set it up so that when probably put a visibility thing on the enemy weapon itself so that it knows that once it's visible in the scene, then it can start firing. So you don't get like you don't get shots from off screen. But let's try that as like the last thing. Okay, cool.
Warming the day, have a good time. Cool in the night, have a good time. That's what I keep on saying till I lose my mind.
Okay, so we got that. So public void on screen entered 2D. Get node timer. Hold on. Oh, right. Get node timer, firing timer. Oh, right.
That I didn't ever be taller. That she don't love someone other. Just cause you think you know me, don't try to change my mind. Happiness of seeing a newborn. All future that could be dream of. Everything will be.
Okay, good. So that's connected to that and that. Okay. So best way to test this now, we're going to take the drone, move the drone out of the visible part of the scene, and let's see. Okay, good, 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 good. All right. And then we can do public void on screen. On screen. Exited. And we can stop the firing timer. Then all we have to do is go. All we have to do is go over to the enemy weapon now, do this, over to this one, and then on this, we do on screen exited 2D. All right, hey Shark, came back just in time. Run this function when we a timeout. Hang on, this is a better way to put it. This function runs when we a timeout from our firing timer node. I should rename this. Always hang on, cancel. Always name your functions. Think that makes sense. So on firing timer timeout.
Turn around, stay away, laughing so hard. Here it goes again. Time will wait for us, so I thought.
So when the countdown for our firing timer is successful, fire a bullet when our firing timer timeout is successful. Now we're gonna grab this function named copy save. Come back over here, come over here. We're gonna go to the firing timer and we're just gonna adjust the name of the function a little bit. So we do this instead. So yeah, now we have basically set it up so that our enemy weapon, right? Just so that we don't get like mollywopped, right? When we first show up, right? Watch this now. I'm gonna come over to the test scene, go to the remote version. I'm gonna take the drone, and I'm gonna move the drone off screen, right? Notice that there are no shots coming from the drone while it's off screen. Once I put it back on screen, though, firing again. So this should give you roughly a little bit of time, right? Just a little. It should give you a little bit of time to actively like respond to like. It's not gonna like basically. It's not gonna like mollywop you when you can't see it. But as you can see, right, we have the drone and the trooper both kind of doing their thing. So let me rename just enemy CS.
She knew it all. It's a fleeting dream. No one can reach the horizon. She knew it all. It's a fleeting dream.
All right.
No hands can touch the sun. If you cannot stop this pathetic time, oh, bring back, all I need is proof that I live. Take me to the end of
Yeah. See. So yeah. Basically, the enemies will not fire at you until they come on screen. And as y'all can see, you get a little bit of a delay to be like, oh right, oh shit, here, like, oh right, oh shit, here it comes, lol. Right? Which is very much deliberate. Sorry, I saw a thing, and I got distracted for a second. My bad. But yeah, as y'all can see, right, now the enemies can come in off screen, and they will not start firing right away. I may make the move a little slower, so that they have enough time to like, get on screen and start shooting shots a little earlier. But functionally, right, they're moving at about the time that they should. So let me, enemies move toward you, doing things. Enemies move to the left. Just keep it simple. Enemies move to the left, right? We don't even need this thing because we're not using that. So hang on. Public. So hang on. Export. Public. Float. Movement speed. And we're just gonna say times movement speed. that. And then we're just gonna say, need to walk my dog. Good night, everyone. All right, night, Stubby. Good seeing you. Movement speed for this enemy. So we're gonna just have an enemy movement and enemy weapon. I believe okay. So when we enter the screen, start the firing timer. When we exit screen, stop the firing timer. All right, cool. So that's set. Okay, cool. That's handled. Movement speed is always positive because the direction handles whether they go left or right or whatever. Okay, cool. So, set our direction according to velocity times delta, so that we ascendant. Clamp the position to keep the player within screen limits. To do, figure out how to work the extents of the hitbox of the air sprite. Box into this. What to do when a 6 other body I should say node instead of okay, good. All right. It's a hit signal. It's a hit signal. I'll have to figure out some other stuff with how some of these other things kind of interact with each other later. But I think we have more or less hit the things that matter. Set speed and deer of this bullet. Calculate the velocity based on direction time. Bullet is no longer okay, cool. And for right now, we don't need well, I'll leave it, but I don't think we need it for right now. So we'll leave it. I'm gonna go grab this thing, copy this, drop over here, do this, because it's functioning the same thing. View both the other area and this area to be next. Them from Okay, cool. All right. All right, good. And I think I have covered all with my comments, all of the things that are relevant to what is needed for this thing to function. If I build again, I can set the drone movement, right? You can see I can just do 150 here, like maybe 175 here, so troopers are a little bit faster. Watch this. Yep. All right. So I'm going to revert these over here, and I'm going to set them in the actual over here, right? So drone, I'm going to put 150 over here. And then for the trooper, I'm going to put, and come on, wake up. Oh, I have to come up here. 175. And I just to make sure collision-wise, yep. Enemy collides with player bullets. And it's the same thing with the drone. And has an enemy movement script on there. And yeah. Okay, hang on. I botched the trooper one, didn't I? Test, trooper. There we go. It's because I was messing around and I forgot to. Yeah, so it's best when you're setting like the default values for things that are going to gradually come into the scene. Better that you do it that way. But all right. Yeah. We've got the basics going now. We don't have health. We're not tracking health. We're not tracking score. We're not doing any of that yet. But we've set it up such that, right, stuff collides the way it's supposed to. We get messages when things. Oh, hold on. Right. I forgot to connect methods there, but I don't have to fix that right now. I'm going to leave that alone. Because if I focus too hard on that I'm not going to stop. So, thank y'all for coming by. Deeply appreciate it. Shark, if you could links us, please, while I go figure out who we're going to go hang out with. So, Fighting Friday is in 2 days, as it always is. I think what we will do for Fighting Friday, been the first time in a while, we're going to check out the Sam Show beta and see how that's going, honestly. Because right now, Samurai Showdown 7 is currently, basically they're like, yeah, we're going to do open beta till we feel like, we're going to do open beta till we feel like it's ready and satisfied. First you want to keep an eye out for, I think is on, but I think about the end, maybe, not sure. We'll get him, we'll get him next time. If that's the case. If you're not sure, if you're not sure, I would rather not do a thing where it's like, lol, we're going to go in and they're about to end. But yeah, we don't need two of that Nightbot. I almost banned Nightbot by accident on Reflex. Okay. Anyway. Check out the links that Shark posted earlier. Medium, I do game design articles over there. YouTube is where the VODs for all the stuff that we're doing lives. Card has all my other social media links on it. If you need to pass on a charity link, or to write love on our arms, there it is right there. feel free to pass that on to whoever you want. And then if you want to hang out with us when stream's not going, join the Guild. We don't mess with Discord because Discord is being stinky butt. So we don't mess with them anymore. Yeah, thank y'all for coming. It will probably be Sam's show on Friday, I think. That's the plan. You know, though, who we can hang out with, though? Pro Quesadilla. We're gonna go hang out with Queso, because it's been a minute, I think, since I've gotten to see him. Right now, he is playing My Hero... I'm gonna put Academia in there, because that's the way that I know it. My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble. It's really just My Hero Ultra Rumble. But Queso's like a variety streamer. He plays like a bunch of different games. But right now, he's out there trying to go plus Ultra and shit. So let's go support him. Hit him with an SJH does rates when we get in there. Throw your favorite emotes in, all that other stuff. Fighting Friday is 6 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said, probably going to be Sam's show, just so we can sort of see what the beta is about, how that's doing. Y'all get to see me play some Kazuki and maybe some Hibiki if I'm feeling like I'm really feeling myself. For anybody who has been like, I don't like learning fighting games because combos are booty. It's like, all right, well, then I have Samurai Showdown for you. And that's kind of the way that's going to go. And of course, we'll be back on Sunday with more Year of Breath of Fire, with Breath of Fire 2 for Game Boy Advance. So please look forward to it. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. Don't go outside if you don't have to, and be excellent to each other. But not to bigots, racist turfs, anti-queer folks, or... who do we want to roast today? Or settler apologists. Yes. Actually, this is a good point. I have not said this on a lot of other social media, and I've just mostly been trying to focus on like boosting things that are important and that matter in this regard. But I'm just gonna say it flat out. Palestinian sovereignty and solidarity is an essential path forward for the future, and it is important, especially to me, that is recognized by the international community. That's the simplest way I can put it, really. I am not particularly interested in anybody who's going like, well, but, like, I'm not... who's the ones that are endangering the civilians with the actual strikes? And who are the ones that are potentially destroying hospitals? Keep that in mind. So yes, here we do not do settler apologia. Nope. Not even one bit. Thank you, Shark. That's important to bring up. Yeah. So yeah, that's my statement on that. Free Palestine. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming by. Take care. And I will catch y'all later. Bye.